Hello and welcome to Strength from Tarot. I'm Jackie and today I'm going to be sharing my Tarot and Oracle Deck Binge during COVID-19. So stick around, join me, and hopefully I won't run out of light. So my first deck that I splurged on during the COVID-19 house arrest basically was the Darkness of Light Tarot. And the reason I jumped on this was because the third edition was sold out and the only edition available was the as is. And I decided to just go ahead and buy it because I didn't know if I would ever get my hands on the first or second edition. So this deck was created by Tony tomorrow. And I recently just posted a video on my edging of this deck. But yeah, I'm really happy that I jumped on this purchase. I would have kicked myself if I missed out on this deck. The artwork is incredible. It is such a beautiful reader and a perfect addition to my collection. So that's the Darkness of Light Tarot. Next was the Tarot of the She, and this deck was interesting because I had seen it many times and I wasn't drawn to it, but then I suddenly was very drawn to it and I had to have it. And since it's a mass-produced deck, it was fairly cheap and easy to get my hands on. And I did modify this deck. I trimmed all of the side borders and edged it in a black and purple. This deck is definitely a very spiritual reader, yet grounding at the same time. And this is my only Fae deck in my collection. I just really love the dreamy images. It really draws you in for path working. So this was the Tarot of the She. Next is the Velargos Tarot by Carmen Sorrenti. And this deck, it came with this awesome magnet, as well as this adorable little card, and a really nice, let me grab it, and this really beautiful postcard of the Tower card, and then some other artwork. So this deck, I really just started working with it. I'm doing a tarot course through the Ultimate Deck Study, and it's 52 Days with Your Tarot Deck. It's by Kristen Radden and Kiela Givehand. And I will link their information down in the description below if you're interested. It's been a really nice course and you can use it over and over again with all of your different decks. So I've been working exclusively with the Pholarchos Tarot with that. So these cards are beautiful. These are the backs. They're really thick and I love how slidey they are. But it's really neat because there's different styles of artwork throughout the deck. The court cards are all beautiful portraits, and as well as the major arcana is all beautiful paintings. And then the aces are all, let me try to find an ace. The aces of each suit all have blindfolds, which is really cool. And then there's more just quick kind of almost, it looks almost like colored pencil sketches and drawings for the rest of the minor arcana. So it's a great deck, a very deep deck, and one that I'm really enjoying working with. So that is the Pholarchos Tarot. Now this deck was actually, I had backed on Kickstarter, and this was a purchase that I was planning on making, so don't judge me on this one. This is the Veleda Tarot by Betty Skeet, and it is so beautiful. I have not had the opportunity to work with it yet, but I'm so anxiously anticipating working with this deck. It came with a really nice guidebook, and I just love her artwork. And I believe all of the suits are color coordinated. So yeah, the wands are all these like peachy kind of pinks. Let's see. And the cups are like beautiful turquoise blue. The swords are yellow. Like orange. Where's, and pentacles are all green. And I guess the major arcana is blues and blacks. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to working with this deck. I will be trimming it, not trimming it, edging it in black. And I also have her 3rd edition Oracle card deck that's coming soon, I imagine. So I'm looking forward to that as well. So that is the Veleda Tarot. Next is the Tarot Aux Arcs. I cannot speak French. I'm sorry. This deck was created by Lori LePage, and you can buy it on Printer Studio, which is where I got mine. And thank you, Simon, because it was your channel that I watched your unboxing walkthrough of this deck. And I had seen this deck many times before and I've always been drooling over it, but I finally just couldn't not have it anymore, and I had to go order it. So thank you, Simon, for giving me that push. But this deck as well, I haven't worked with yet, but it is although the creator said it's not a Marseille deck, it does feel a lot like Marseille, and that is my next deep dive, is learning more about Marseille decks. So I am really looking forward to using this deck. But in any case, it is a pip deck, and I do have a few pip decks that I love and I enjoy reading more with numerology, and so yeah, I'm looking forward to this deck. Here are the backs. So this is the Tarot DOR, yeah. Next is the Hoodoo Tarot by Tiana Lee McQuiller, and artwork by Caitlin V. Foisey. In this deck, I love the artwork and I love the guidebook. I love Tiana's writing, so I had to get this deck. It is such a juicy guidebook. I love her interpretations of all the cards and the stories and learning about the different historical figures. And it is so juicy. So I did go ahead and edge this already in black, of course, my favorite color to edge with. These are the backs. And I know that there's some controversy about this deck because Hoodoo is a closed religion. And therefore, because of that, it shouldn't be shared with the world. And I can understand that. But as far as what information is shared in this book and in the deck, I feel it's more of a homage to the historical figures and to share this beautiful practice that came out of such a disgusting injustice, that being slavery. And this deck is just beautiful. So that is the Hoodoo Tarot. Next is Dust to Onyx by Courtney Alexander. And this, I believe, is the second edition. Now, another deck in this whole deck binge. This one was on my radar. It was in my wish list. I even mentioned it in a few videos previously, so I do not feel guilty about buying this deck during my no-buy / low-buy depth year that turned into a buy everything you can get your hands on year. This deck is so beautifully done. You have to just have this in your hands to really feel how incredible this deck is. Again, the guidebook is so incredible. I love Courtney's writing. She even tells you about each painting and what it is insanely beautiful. I'm running out of light and try to get through the rest of these decks. But yeah, I mean, tactile, the feel of this deck is so pleasurable. I mean, look at that gold. It has this like buttery rose feel and stunning, moving art. And every time I read with this deck, I get the most synchronistic readings that coincide with events happening in my life. And it's awe-inspiring. I love this deck. So that is Dust to Onyx. Sorry guys, I had to switch on my lamp. I am running out of daylight. So now we got through all of the tarot decks, now into Oracle decks. And I have 3 actually by Lucia. Woo! So I had already had her Santos and Signs 1. So of course I had to get Santos and Signs 2. And she was running this amazing deal if you bought her 2 of her decks. She gave an amazing discount. So of course I had to order the Madonnas and Virgens Oracle deck as well. And I do have videos on these decks. I will leave it in the description if you want to check it out. But yeah, these decks are so awesome. They really pair with every deck that I have. And love how versatile these decks are. So I think I'm going to combine the Santos 1 and 2, but I just have to make a tarot bag for them to fit because they are many cards. So that was Santos and Signs 2, and then Madonnas and Virgins. And it's nice, they all have the same back, so you can even add this one in there too. But for now, I'm keeping them separate. So these are beautiful decks. And though these two were not on my to buy list this year, her other Oracle deck was, and that is, just move this, the Oracle of Initiation. And she does have available the smaller tarot size version of the Oracle of Initiation, but she had sold out of the larger art gallery size, and I really wanted the larger. And I had heard that she was going to be coming out with a size larger than the tarot size, but smaller than the art size. So I, of course, pre-ordered because I've been waiting to get this deck for a long time. Melissa is so inspiring and innovative with her creativity, and I love all of her Oracle decks. So I am looking forward to the Oracle of Initiation. And finally, our very own Tara from Kittens, Sweets, and Tarot has her Oracle deck out called Wally's World, A Healing Journey Through Sacred Sites. And I have had my eye on this deck for a really long time. So I was really happy when I was able to make the purchase. And it's really nice to support your fellow YouTubers. And my understanding is she had reached out to her community and asked people if they wanted to send in their photographs of their favorite sacred sites. And she as well included her own photographs of her favorite sacred sites. And in each card meaning, you get the photographer, you get the location, and you get a message. So it's a really cool deck and one that I'm really excited to be working with. The box, it's such a nice box. So here are the backs. And Tara has beautiful roses, and she creates really nice salves as well. So you should definitely check out her channel and her Etsy shop if you are interested in getting this deck and other magical creations. It's got great gold gilding. I hope the lighting is good, you guys. I'm sorry. I started making this video after my youngest finally got to bed, and it's been really hard during this coronavirus to make videos because my house is a loud, crazy house with 3 kids, a dog, a cat, a bird, and yeah, So bear with me, guys. But yeah, I like to use this deck to meditate and to kind of journey into the cards and pick up messages. And it is a beauty. So that was Wally's World. So, wow, thank you guys for sticking through and watching. If you've made it this far, I went a little nuts with my tarot binge. I can say a lot of that was just being highly stressed and anxious, and I just lost my ability to not buy every deck that I was, called to do so. I'm not beating myself up about it though, because it happened. I'm really happy that I have all these gorgeous decks and I am working with them, so it's fine. I just am now gonna take back my low buy year and really wait to sit and think about what decks I want to bring into my collection at this point, because I do feel like I have a great collection and I really enjoy working with what I have. So I hope you all are staying well, safe and sane during these times, and I wish you all the best. Take care.